Welcome to Raptor Adventures. This is episode 2, part 2 of a 2-day striped bass fishing safari out of Barnegat Inlet, Barnegat Bay, heading north towards Seaside Heights, and then trolling back toward the inlet. Look how calm and gorgeous this Barnegat Bay was on this particular morning. Sun was just coming up, a couple of birds flying around to greet that calm morning. And so we got right to it. We headed out through the bay, following the channel markers. And once we got out of the Barnegat Inlet, we started looking for any signs of a fleet that may have formed, or fish breaking on the surface, or birds. But this morning, there was no such luck. So we jigged, and finally we decided to troll. I'm trying not to fall overboard from the waves of the other boats.
There's more boat waves out here than there are other nature waves.
Okay, here we go. I think that's going to be a nice slot fish right there.
Yeah, I think so too. It's ready.
Yeah. There we go. We'll measure it up. Pretty sure that's a keeper.
Could be.
Look, we turned to the troll and there you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Lost his other eye. It's all pop out.
Yeah, he's in. We're cruising over to where the birds were. The old Miss Barnegat Light saw it too. She has a little more power than we do. He got to the spot before we did. But that's all right. There's plenty of fish in the sea for everyone. I love that vessel right there, Miss Barnegat Light. Beautiful vessel. Well kept, immaculate. You can spot her from a long distance away. The distinctive red and white trim. Sails right out of Barnegat Inlet. So we're in the midst of a fleet right here. We see people picking up one here, one there. It's been a little slow because there's no main grouping of birds that we see hitting the water, and we don't see any fish breaking on the surface, and we really aren't spotting a whole lot of bait fish under the boat either, so we may resort to trolling later on, but we keep going.
Ready to take a nap.
Can't do that. Can't take a nap. That was on for sure. Took out a lot of drag.
It did.
Probably took 50 feet out on you.
We did. 50 feet. Going to 55. But this is no man's land. I don't think there's any marks.
Nothing. There's nothing on the screen either.
Yeah.
That's a sad feeling. 100 feet to go. You know, you got plenty of time. Nobody in front of us. I got the wheel. We're good. Although we are headed toward the beach, so just so you...
Get it in a hurry.
37 feet of water. Trolling at 3 miles an hour. Headed south from Seaside Heights area, where we picked up one fish earlier, toward Barnegat Inlet. Well, he's working you.
He is. Yeah.
See. Okay, we see the umbrella.
See the fishing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a nice, or she's a nice one. It's either a fat hog or a fat cow. We don't know. You got it all by yourself? There, that's the spirit. Oh, yes, that's a sweet fish.
Very nice. Big smile on the face. That's pretty good too. No white.
Yeah, on the white one. All right, you go to the stern there, and I'll get your right there, right there. There you go. Yeah, that's a nice one. Ah, yeah, hefty. Good fight.
Got the photographs.
Okay, so this striped bass is, take her over this side, 36 inches long, so we're releasing him. That's over the slot of 31 limit here off New Jersey. There you go. Down he went. Good job.
Yeah. Good job.
Right off here,
Yeah, what are we about?
Violent Beach State Park. We saw all these birds. We came running over here, and some kind of a vessel just cleaning up the vessel. Feeding the birds, so to speak. It's great to see, though. It's amazing. I've always marveled at how gulls can be nowhere, and all of a sudden you start throwing some chum or some whatever out, and there's 1,000 gulls. Uh-oh! We just released that fish, and look what happened. Here. Oh, this one's good.
Yeah.
Good shaking, you know, like, no, I'm not coming in.
Yep, yep.
187 feet out there.
nice is they can put it in neutral and just drift. Makes it easier to get the fish in. Figures.
Shake, 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 shake. Big balls, man. When it doesn't want to come.
Yeah, it doesn't want to come.
Tank.
Yeah, yep. Yep.
How far out was this thing? Well, he took a lot of drag.
He did, yeah. Started with had it over 100, about 120 feet to start with. It's exhausting. Biceps gonna feel tomorrow.
Especially when it's a standoff.
Yeah.
Right? Pulling it, nothing's happening.
Yeah. You want the mushroom or you good?
No, I'm good.
You good?
I got it. I got it in my fat
You got it.
hole. My
There.
30-pound friend's helping me.
All right.
It's good for something. Okay, 98. Time out on the left arm.
Probably got another 36-inch fish.
Okay, I see the rig.
Take it around the other way
Okay,
now.
we're going over the other way. That's fine. Here we go. Over here. Oh my God! What a tank!
Yep, another biggie.
Holy cow! I can't even lift Whoa!
That's a fishy.
Whew. Let's
Beautiful.
see how big he is. Okay. Jesus. Oh my God.
Thirty-eight.
39. 39 on 40. Look at the tail.
Yeah.
40 all day long. Woo! Let's release it.
Okay.
I'll bring it over this side.
Okay. That swims away.
Gotta catch my breath. Hey, thanks a lot, buddy. Mwah. Nice fun. Gone!
Until next time.
Woo!
Then you grow up to be a big striper.
All in all, day 2 was a little bit harder fishing than day 1 of our striped bass fishing safari, but it was productive nonetheless. The first part of the day, slow, jigging, casting, nothing happening. We switched over to trolling and caught one, then a lull, and then bam, bam, one right after the other. So it was time to head back on in toward the Barnegat Inlet. You can see us, we're going around the north jetty, and the warning pole that sticks out of the water there, you have to go around that. I can't say that enough, and I'll be saying that as we go. I wanted you to see, though, one time I came out here kayak fishing with a couple buddies, and it was a much rougher sea than this. We were much younger and kind of full of ourselves, and when we went to come back in, we got to the north part of this jetty, which you're going to see in just a moment, and the waves over the rocks, it was like being caught up in a washing machine. And it took every ounce of strength we had to paddle on out of there. But it was a memorable time, nevertheless. So I think any time going in and out of this Barnegat Inlet, it is a memorable experience. Whether you're piloting the boat in or whether you're just a passenger, you can see we take a nice wide swath around the pylon here, making sure that we avoid the boats that are anchored up and fishing right there at the North Jetty. That rough water there, that washing machine water, that is the North Jetty, and that's where you don't want to try and cut the corner. What you don't see are submerged rocks, and depending on where the tide is, you can really get yourself into a lot of trouble. You'll hear me say that a lot before this film ends. But yes, we're rounding the bend toward home. We're going to soon head toward old Barnegat Lake's famous landmark place there on the tip of Long Beach Island. And as we look, this is Island Beach State Park that we're looking at now. This is off the starboard side of the boat right now. And it's really fun to see all the people who come along Island Beach State Park. This is why this North Jetty is not something to be messed around with here at Barnegat Inlet. You got rocks coming off the north side of the jetty from Island Beach State Park, and then they get submerged, but they're not that far submerged. I've heard of many a sportsman's boat getting hung up on these rocks. You've got to go all the way out and around that piling out there. Make sure that you don't get hammered by the rocks. In this view here, our last out the starboard side of the Captain Greg as we head on into the inlet, you can see lots of sportsmen and women who pull up there. They get special permits to be able to drive down Island Beach State Park and fish here. You have to be fishing in order to be here. And now we've switched over to the port side of the Captain Greg as we go in through Barnegat Inlet. It's always great to see other members of the fishing fleet coming back in. Hopefully they had a great day just like we did. And very soon I'll be talking to you about how to prepare your fish, and we'll even show you how to cook some later on. Well, this has been the second part of our striped bass safari out of Barnegat Inlet, New Jersey. Not as much action as in part 1, but plenty of fun just the same. We leave a beautiful, beautiful day behind. Goodness me, it's November 17th, 2023, when we're filming this segment. Yesterday's segment, November 16th, was filmed on another beautiful day. I call this a win. We came down, found some cheap lodging, stayed overnight, went out early in the morning both days, and had a great time out talking to the guys as they're coming in with their fish. I'm asking them, how you gonna make them? How you gonna prepare them? And it runs the gamut from gourmet stuff to good old baked fish in tin foil with buttered noodles and stewed tomatoes. I said a step up from that would be to add some mac and cheese. You know, mac and cheese and fish. Oh man, a little hot sauce, you got it made. Anyway, hey, hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel, doesn't cost anything to do that. Tell your friends about us. My name's Dave Kline. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on the next RAPTR adventure. Okay, so now now talking about eating that fish, we're going to clean this fish right up here in the back of the Captain Greg, and we're going to take it home, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do to cook with it. But in the meanwhile, let's get this fillet off of here. Pretty easy stuff. Go first down the tail, go this way, down the tail like that. Good, that's half of it. Great. I wish I had a grabber here. I'll just use my guitar picking thumbnail, and just bury that knife in there like that, and with a sharp knife it makes quick work of it. Just go up the back of the fish like this. Some people are more experienced at it than me. Voila! There you have your fish fillet. Now what I'll do is I'll take the bones out of here, the pin bones. You don't need that stuff, right? Just cut down in there like this. And I'll dress it up even more when we get home. That way you don't have anybody get skittish about, oh, I don't know about that fish, it has bones in it, blah, blah, blah. But basically that's your beautiful striped bass fillet. Really gorgeous. Look at that great meat. So we'll cook that up in just a little bit. So the next part of the fishing safari for our striped bass happens in the kitchen. This is great. You get to harvest one, and look at those two beautiful fillets. I cleaned them up. I like to pat them dry with paper towels after I clean them up. I'm going to take one of these and we're going to cook it up, and the other one's going to be vacuum packed for a meal sometime in the very near future. Vacuum packing really helps a lot, especially if you towel dry it after you wash off the fillet. You get nothing but great flavor when you're ready to go ahead and use it for table fare. So just to show a little more about this process, this is what I do. You don't have to do it. I think this results in peak fish flavor. Certainly learned this from some of my buddies a while back when we were salmon fishing up in Pulaski, New York. So I take the fillet, it's all clean, nice, it's been washed. Dry it off real nice. Okay, and then I'll take that and I'll put it into one of these plastic sealing bags, and this is what you end up with. And once you vacuum seal this stuff, it's gonna last a long, long time and give you lots of great eating pleasure for you and your neighbors. So this is the way I do it. Let's cook some up. Okay, so it's early in the morning, the day after we came back from 2 days at sea fishing. So I'm tired and, excuse my appearance. But we're gonna make a rub now for this striped bass. We're gonna put a little kosher salt in there. We're gonna put a little seafood blackening spice in there. We're gonna put a little bit of minced onion in there, and a little bit more of that. We're gonna put some peppercorns in here, and I'm gonna grind them up coarsely because I like that chunky style peppercorn. Okay, that's gonna be good. We're gonna put some cumin in here. I'm not gonna use the seeds because my wife reminded me that the seeds are best when they're roasted, and I don't feel like taking the time to roast them. Gonna put some garlic powder in here. There you go. Love garlic powder. Gonna put some red pepper in here. And I think that's enough to make it nice. This is sort of my riff on a Mediterranean style. Good. Grind it up here. These things are great. With some pestle. And then we'll finish it off with some butter and lemon. We get to it. We'll use this rub before we put it in the frying pan, and then we'll reserve a little bit to throw on there after we're done cooking it up. Okay, the watchdog says it's time to cook. Okay, so here we go. My wonderful wife, who is only a hand model. I am not allowed to film her face. Okay, she is making sure that rub that we prepared is all over that beautiful, beautiful fillet of striped bass from the Jersey Shore. I can see it's going in there real good. She's already got the pan heating up over there with a little bit of olive oil. Yeah, can't go wrong with olive oil. So we'll get it in the pan in a moment. Oh, here it goes. That is the sound every fisherman or woman who likes to bring home their catch and eat some loves. That wonderful crackly sound of the fish frying up in the olive oil with the herbs and spices. And I'll tell you, the aroma is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this. And we'll try to get it a little bit blackened or browned on both sides there and on all the edges too. Just makes for a wonderful dish. Now, I might serve this with rice. I might have served it with some diced up different multicolored bell peppers or anything like that on the side. But right now I'm just worried about the main course here, which is this beautiful striped bass. What would you say? We give it several minutes on each side there?
Yeah.
Several minutes on each side. And you take a look at it from time to time. Okay, we think it's probably good. Let's check it out. We put that lid on there to make sure it was, ooh, wow. Add a little cilantro to the top of it. I decided instead of putting butter on this and more rub to eat it, I'm going to have it with some fresh cilantro and a cilantro creme de lime sauce. Huh? So let's go get that over here and take a look and see how that looks. Yum! Here it is on the table. Delicious fish, Mediterranean style with a little bit of zest to it. First thing in the morning. Yum, yum, yum. Let's get a first taste reaction. Well, as I said, this is like the most wonderful part of the entire fishing safari. When you get to bring some home and taste it. I'm putting a little bit of this cilantro lime sauce. You can get it at any grocery store, or you can make your own. Why bother when you can get it like this? Let's taste with a little bit of fresh cilantro this striped bass, see how it cooked up. It's great. It's absolutely great. Honestly, if you're not enjoying fresh fish, you're missing one of life's true pleasures. When you harvest it fresh, clean it properly, cook it properly, and then add your favorite spices and herbs, it's just a joy. This is really good because of the cilantro. Now, I'm one of those people that cilantro can sometimes taste like soapy water. That's a genetic thing, but in this case, I've been getting better at it the more I eat it. The cilantro just blends in perfectly with all of the spices and herbs we put in here. My wife said she could smell the aroma. She said, oh, it smells a little hot, meaning that I added some hot peppers. You know, when you cook those things up together, they tend to liven things up a little bit. But it's not over the top hot, because I don't like that. It's just, for me, it's really, really perfect. Let's have some more of this. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hate to talk with my mouth full, but that's the way it is right now. This is delicious. Maybe you can come up here and see how the striped bass, you know, flakes into these nice, beautiful pieces. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Put a little bit more dipping sauce on there or whatever your favorite is. I'm telling you though, this is really, really good. Okay, well, I thank you for being here. If you want to hang around with us and go on more RAPTR adventures and enjoy more episodes, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button and do me a favor and hit the like button. We're not doing this for any reason other than the love of getting out into the outdoors and fishing and eating and blending all of those things together. That's why we're doing it. So if you enjoy this kind of thing, come along with us as often as you want, and we'll be glad to see you out there. My name's Dave Kline. I want to thank Captain Greg of the Captain Greg Gelati. We were in search of striped bass for, I think, 3 or 4 trips, and finally, we really got to get out there and slam them off of the New Jersey coast from Barnegat Inlet all the way up to Seaside Heights, just a little north of the amusement park on Seaside Heights, and then trolling back toward the inlet. We did really, really great. We had a couple of great days. So I'm glad you were with us, and I'll see you next time. For RAPTR Adventures, this is Dave Kline. So long.